He's Wait For It, I'm Derek.
Welcome to the podcast, the
legend.
Wait for it,
Dairy.
the legendary. I want to welcome you today. We got my bro Casey over here, and Alex, Sean. All right, so today we're going to be just introducing ourselves, introducing the podcast that we're going to be doing for the Fantasy League, and we're also going to be going over some rules and the draft order, which is going to be decided by the Belmont Stakes horse race this year. So something a little bit different. Basically, we're going to be doing these weekly podcasts for you guys in the league, just to kind of bring a little bit of fun and a little smack talk, encourage trade offers, go through waiver wire pickups, and also talk about just the league in itself. So, anybody who lives in the area, I think Shane may be the only one, big guy up there in New York, holding it down. So, everybody else lives in this area, so you're more than welcome to come join us. We'd love to have guests, but for the most part, it's going to be us three knuckleheads doing this podcast for you, so hope you enjoy it.
Few little guest commentators, we're going to let you in there.
Yeah. I know we got Joey Buckets. He's going to be down to come by, I think, next week. So.
It's all about special guests.
It's a good jam. Yeah.
I like it.
Alex, the DJ.
Put in the booty hole! Say, hey, put in the booty hole!
Love that movie. Alright, so we're going to go over the actual team names, everybody who's going to be playing in the league this year. Team Chicken Fucker.
Chicken Fucker.
That is Jay Hiley.
Watch out for him.
Good old Jay, yeah, he's a chicken fucker. We got Team Marshall, which is Alex Marshall. Hopefully he's going to come up with a better name. Nah, that's pretty lame. We got Mark, Team Picarazzi. We got Casey, Suit Up or Sit Down.
Not dressed for the occasion.
Next time.
Team Buckets, who we all
Joey
know
Buckets.
Joey Buckets.
Gotta love the guy.
Buckaroonies.
Mike Hunt, William Hunt. Shit.
Has anybody seen Mike Hunt?
Otherwise
Anyone?
known as AKA BB.
BB.
We got the Cutlass, who that's Emil Pancorbu, and he's the Cutlass because he was a big Jay Cutler fan, which I don't know why anybody would ever be that, but now he's cut, so he's Cutlass.
Okay, sure.
Then we have Kevin Webster, and then my boy Shane McManus. The Bloodbath and Beyond.
I love the name.
Holding it down.
Okay.
Holding
Love
it
the
down
name.
in the NY.
Bloody fingers for the symbol.
That's right. Alright, so the league rules, we are actually going to be doing, we started out with 10 teams. We've had some interest in expanding it to 12. That's still to be determined. I'm pretty sure we're going to go to 12 teams. So 12 teams at $100 a man, that would make it $1,000 for first place, $200 for second. So
Nice.
looking at a nice pot, so make sure you guys are doing your homework, looking at the Tuesday waiver wires to make your league and your team competitive. So this isn't just chump change who you're playing for here. And most of all, you're playing for bragging rights against these guys and myself. And most of us, we all work together. We're a little near friends. You gotta think about it.
Bragging rights. Bragging
By the way, Shane's a huge Emil. They're both huge Limp Bizkit fans.
From J. Lil. That's true.
Great song choice there.
Thank you. All
Alright, so we have, alright, so the rules, 12 teams. It's going to be a full PPR league, not a half point. So full point PPR, that means, for if you don't know what that means, it's basically a point per reception. So every reception, whether you're tight end, running back, a wide receiver, if you're a quarterback and you catch a ball, that's a reception. You're getting a 1 point just for catching that ball. So, be mindful of that when you're doing your draft and all that. So, this league is going to be quite different when it comes to the fantasy, the waiver wire. So, most leagues are done with a priority waiver wire. So, which meaning the worst team will usually always gets the first waiver wire priority. We just don't think that's necessarily fair.
Yeah,
So we changed it up this year, and we're going to go with the Fab waiver wire, which is basically it's a free agent auction bidding. That's what it stands for. And I'm just going to go over real quick a little article and tell you how it works. It's an auction format that utilizes the blind bidding system to acquire players off the waiver wire. Prior to the start of the season, each team manager is supplied with a virtual bank containing a specific amount of digital currency. So with our league, we're doing $100. You get $100 to start your league, and then you bet on players on the waiver wire according to however you feel is necessary. So when you're ready to acquire a player that is current on the waiver wires, you will bid on this player. So in other words, like, you must select a digital dollar amount that you are willing to offer in order to acquire this player. The player who bids the most digital money once the waiver wire clears, usually on Wednesday, the player is awarded to that owner. So
Don't spend all your money.
yeah, I mean, I kind of make, I've been talking about it with these guys, over the last couple of weeks, and like I said, you got $100. I mean, you can make it last till you get to the playoffs and have some of that fab into the playoffs. Or if if you got a guy like DeMarco Murray and he goes down, and Derrick Henry's on the waiver wire, that's a must. You got to pick him up. So you spend what you got to spend. But that's totally on you. Leave it up to you guys. It's just adds another element to the game, another fun factor. So I'm gonna pass it off to Casey, see what he has to say about that.
Well, and then you go all in on your chips. Say you lose somebody big and you really need to recover from that. You can go all in on one, or each week. I mean, you can put a little bit in the pot. And who knows? 1 week, if nobody goes down, but you bet $10 on somebody, and everybody else spend $1. You just pick up that person, so it's equal fairness for everybody. It's not worst person in the league gets that pick. You can get them for $5 1 week, $10 next week, or $50 the next week. It all depends on where in the season you are, who goes down, and where he's needed the most.
You bring up an extra point. I mean, like, that's key. I mean, this whole system is set up so where it is 100%, like, fair and equal. Like, nobody's getting.
I was never fair if, like, worst person gets the best player. I just don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that it's almost like poker. You got your chips. How you deal with it is how you deal with it.
That's right. A little greenery for the scenery. You know what I'm saying? Mark Fletcher knows all about that.
I don't know. The only advice I need to give: trust your draft. Don't go spending all your money. You're not going to have anything.
Trust your draft, but you never know who's going to get injured, dude. I had so many people get injured last year.
But don't get trigger waiver happy.
Of course, don't spend all your bucks in the week too. Because
somebody had a great week and you don't have them.
Yep. Good
Wait
point.
till the end.
Good point.
That's the only smart way to kind of think about it if you've never done it before.
So that's basically how it works. If you guys have any questions, hit me up, text me, email me, whatever you want to do. I'll be more than happy to explain it more. Like I said, it adds another element to the game. It makes it a little bit more competitive, and I think it makes it a little more even playing field as well.
For sure.
Moving on, we were so now so more with the league rules. It's we're doing divisions. So the best 2 teams in each division will go on to the playoffs. Playoffs are only 2 weeks, week 14 and week 15. That's pretty standard, I think, when it comes to fantasy football leagues. So I wanted to keep it, in the relevance of, the actual season, so that way, when you get to like week 16 and 17, guys are kind of getting towards the playoffs in their leagues, so, there may be some players, some big name players that are actually maybe taking a rest. So that's what the advantage of is doing in week 14 and 15, so we don't really run into that. What else we got?
Horses. Let's talk about horses.
Oh, horses. Okay.
Because-
Yeah, horses.
So between the 3 of us, we came up with an excellent way to determine the draft order, and that's going to be
All dependent on horses.
all on horses. We just love horses.
This is the mixtape. All about horses.
Is on her waist.
automatically hand
Is
Hollywood
on her
hands up.
waist.
That's my pick.
Is on her
That's my pick.
waist. Hands on her waist.
I don't know shit about horses, but that's okay.
I can't even pronounce
Like
it.
that, don't you like?
I can't even say it if I
Make sure you
wanted to.
like that donkey leather.
So,
So I'm so glad that our bottle of Grandma 1880
1880, they're
came out
last.
tonight. We always start off with a little bit of Grandma 1880.
Big granny.
She keeps
Give it a
us
salt.
keeps us on our
Keeps
toes.
us sane sometimes. I'm not gonna take off my glasses tonight, but
Bartender life.
Not tonight. So, alright, so basically how this is going to work. We're going to put all these horses that are going to be running in the Belmont Stakes this Saturday. They're going to be going into this hat right here. And then I'm going to call out a team name. And then Casey is going to pick out
I took it out. Snatch
the
her out.
horse. So when I call the team name out, he's going to pick up the horse. That's the horse you got going to your team. So, and then at the end of the picking here, we'll all have a horse. Every team will have a horse. And then on Saturday, we're gonna have to, if you can watch the Belmont Stakes, that's great. If not, check the outcome. But whichever way your horse finished, that's gonna be our draft order. So it's kind of a lot riding on this, on a couple horses. So
it's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money.
Little horses.
Little horses. All right.
Thank you,
Alex,
man.
can I get you to... Actually, Casey, go ahead and we'll put Alex get some music on. And then Casey can throw these in the hat. The Abdullah Express.
Shake it, shake it.
Shake it. There you go. Shake it up. Nice.
Alright, call the first team.
All right.
Alright, so the number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick right here.
Well, it doesn't really matter, number
yes.
1 pick.
The first...
The team,
Who's chicken fucker getting? That's all I care about. Who's chicken fucker
Chicken Fucker
getting?
is actually the first pick, so go ahead and pick out a horse. for
Chicken fucker.
Old Jay.
What you got, Jay? Oh, Hollywood Handsome. That was
Hollywood
my pick.
Handsome.
That was my pick.
Ooh, Hollywood
Hollywood
Handsome.
Handsome.
Goes to the chicken fucker. That's quite ironic. Quite ironic.
Yes.
Alright, so who's number
Oh,
2?
Team Marshall.
Team
Oh,
Marshall.
that's
Alex.
nice.
Yeah. Marshall and Lily.
Marshall. Marshmallow.
Marshall Matters.
No,
No,
Marshmallow is your new nickname. Marshmallow, you've got
and Lily Pad.
Taprit.
Oh.
It's as close as you can get to tampon.
Taprit.
Tapper. That's a good pick. I
All
think got the 4th best odds, maybe. I don't know.
Taprit.
All right, next we got Mark Picarazzi.
Mark, what do you got, Mark?
Team Citraves. My man.
Twisted Tom.
Twisted
Twisted
Tom.
Show him that
Tom.
card. Show him that card.
Oh my, Twisted Tom.
Twisted Tom for Mark.
Tom is twisted.
Who's next? What do we got?
Who's next?
Next we got Casey.
Casey.
Shoot
Yeah,
up
what do
or
we
sit
got?
down.
What do we got?
Suit up or
Give me
sit
good
down.
odds.
Oh, looking at Lee.
Love.
And that's not
fucking
Bruce
creeper.
Lee, so.
Looking at Lee.
I'm a
Wow.
fucking creeper.
Why are you looking at Lee, bro? What did Lee ever do to you?
I don't know.
Next.
All right, Joey Buckets, Team Buckets.
Buckets.
Buckets. La
Bon
Familia.
Jovi. What's Bon Jovi got?
Gotta hold on.
Oh,
We got.
classic Empire
Oh.
for Joey Buckets.
It explains his mafia family.
Yes,
It
it's,
explains his mafia family.
It's classic.
Classic, yeah. Next we got Team Hunt, Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt.
Mike
Has anybody
Hunt.
seen Mike Hunt?
Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt.
BB.
Baby.
Representing.
Irish War Cry. I don't know how depressing that sounds, but
It's right there with BB. If you knew the story.
Or-
If only you knew the story.
we should
Dig
change it to Mike Hunt War Cry.
Dig down deep and channel your inner bravery. Okay?
Next.
Next we have the Cutlass, Mr. Emil.
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 J Boys Echo.
J-Boys.
J Boys.
I
Yeah.
got nothing on that.
Wouldn't that be funny if they went to J?
Okay, next.
Next we got Team Webster.
Webster. It will
Kevin
be
Webster.
Kevin Webster.
The multiplier.
Multiplier. Like orgasms that multiply.
I had multiple scoregasms. I had multiple scoregasms.
All right. The next is my man from NY. BBB, Bloodbath and Beyond.
Blood, Bath,
Bath,
and Beyond. That is an
Yeah.
awesome name.
Shane.
Shane, you got dealt.
Patch.
Patch.
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams. Patching McPatcherson.
All right.
And last but not
number
least.
10 will be our sole commissioner.
All hail the Broda.
Okay.
Bam.
I'll let you pronounce that.
That's Epic Harris.
Eric.